Today I'm going to be showing you 20 different ways to wear a scarf, and on Friday I'll be going through my scarf collection with you and talking a little bit more in detail about the scarves that I've used, to style Dolly, meet Dolly. By the way, talking of meeting Dolly, hi, I'm Kaz, I'm 5 foot nothing, literally, 152 centimetres in new money, and I have loved fashion for, well, since I was a teenager, so over 50 years. Luxury bags for about 40, getting on 40 years now. And I'm a self-confessed shopaholic. I try, but, I'm too easily tempted. Anyway, let's get on with number one, which is a bandeau top. Now for this you need a long, fairly narrow, silk or a fabric that's, sort of nice and soft that drapes. And all you do, depending on, what size you are, is you can fold a little bit over at the top like that. Around like that. And tie at the back. There you have it. You can of course adjust it. You can pull it down lower if you want. I put a sleeveless bodysuit on Dolly because she's made of quite slippery plastic. Sorry, Dolly. And scarves just tend to slip straight off her. So, obviously you wouldn't put a bandeau top over a sleeveless bodysuit. Although, well, if you wanted to, you could. So there we have it. Number one, the bandeau top. Okay, for this look, I'm going to use a square scarf, and the first thing I'm going to do, just want to make sure that the label wasn't at the top. I'm just going to knot it like that. This will be one that you've seen countless times before, but I thought I'd include it anyway. It goes over like that, and this makes a halter neck top. And then you just tie it at the back. It's easier if you keep the label on one of the corners that's at the back, because you can sort of adjust it to conceal the label. Now, you can either leave this draped like this, or you can tuck it into a skirt. Oops, sorry, Dolly. Don't introduce you to Dolly. She's been with us for a while. She has racked up over 1,000 sales on eBay, so she's a pretty smart woman. So there you go, that's the scarf tucked in. That's the second style, second way that you can wear a scarf. Okay, here I'm using a bigger scarf, but it's still square. Now, if you fold this one in half, like so, put it around the waist, and just tie it at the side, and you have a pareo, or a pareo. I'm never quite sure how to say that, but also, just briefly here, there are pareos and there are sarongs. A sarong is ankle length, a pareo or pareo is sort of, knee length, it's shorter. So that's a pareo. Okay, using the same scarf, if you fold over about, well, it depends how tall you are, but, a quarter or a third of the scarf, take it around like that, round to here, and tuck it in. Oops, no, the label's not ideal there, apologies for that, I should have checked. This is great if you've got a sleeveless, like a bandeau top that you can wear underneath, strapless bra, bikini top, anything like that. Just helps if you can tuck the dress into that as well. I mean, it will stay like this, but just to make sure. Or you can use a safety pin underneath, just at the side there. So, there you have a dress. What you can also do with the scarf, again the same, with part of it folded over like that. You can take it round here, round to the front, and knot it like so. That's great for a cover up to go to the beach. You can have it as long or as short as you want, depending on how much you fold it over. So that's look number 4 done. Okay, so this is my latest McQueen scarf. So this is sort of an oblong, it's about 120 centimetres, 104 down that side. This is perfect to wear as a sarong. Again, you can fold it over depending on how short you want it or how tall you are. Just take it to the side, simple. Knot it like that. And there you go. So using the Alexander McQueen, the skull scarf again, just take one corner so it hangs diagonally. Find the centre of that, keep hold of that. Around the neck, put both ends through the loop. And it's preferable not to leave the label at the front like I've done there, but for the sake of this video being, you know, I don't want it to be 2 hours long, I shall leave it at that. That's a really neat way to wear a scarf. If you want to look a bit messier, same again, just have it diagonal like that. Just round the neck. And just have it hanging loose like that. I mean, boho's sort of back, sheer, sort of floaty looks, particularly from Chloe on the runway for spring, summer 2025 in the Northern Hemisphere, which will be autumn and winter here, but you know, we can get ahead of the trend a bit. There we go, number 7. Now floral is also a big trend for 2025, and this is a Chanlu scarf. It's got a nice flower print on it, but it's not sort of, it's not girly, do you know what I mean? It's not one of those sort of prints that you wear, you know, when you're sort of going to a party when you're about 7, 8 years old. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so this is a large rectangular scarf. You can make into a mini halter neck. You find the middle. Oops. Put it round there, across the body, across here. and tie at the back of the neck. If you don't have enough fabric to tie at the back, but the ends meet, then use a safety pin, but not an ordinary pin, just a safety pin for safety, obviously. Okay, and there we have a mini halter neck dress. Just to add to that, if you wanted a halter neck maxi, and instead of folding it in half lengthways, that's sort of the right length. For the height that Dolly is at the moment, I'll probably just fold a quarter of it over lengthways. Okay, just find the middle. Okay, take one corner over this side and the other corner over that side, like so. And then you can just tie it. Now, this is really good if you've got large scarves, but you do need a lot of fabric for this. However, having said that, in the place of a scarf, you can just use a piece of fabric. And I think we can get a lot more imaginative with scarves if we look at them as a piece of fabric and not just as a scarf. Anyway, that was the halter neck dress. Okay, so I folded the scarf in half lengthways. We'll just ruche it up a bit like that. Oops. If you just want something for over your shoulders in the evenings, wear it just on the shoulders and have the excess in the crook of your arm. So it's like that. I mean, numerous ways you can wear this as a shawl, but that was 10 ways to wear a scarf, so we're halfway there. Don't give up on me, the best is yet to come. Okay, so I've got another Chandler's scarf, this beautiful cobalt blue. And what we need to do now is hold the opposite corners like so. Okay, so we'll pull it up at the front like that until we've got a cowl neck. Now I'm crossing it over at the back, which I'll show you in a moment, and underneath here I'm going to tie that in a knot. Excuse my back for a moment, but there we have a cowl neck, and at the back it's crossed over like that. You could do this with a really plain dress. It just adds a bit of something to it. And again, because it's a cowl neck, make sure it's fabric that's going to drape well. So, okay, on to the next one. Okay, so here we've got a square scarf, and this is, it looks like it's silk, but it's not. It's actually man-made fibre, but either this or silk would do, but it needs to be a thin scarf. So you make it into a triangle. Now you put the point of the triangle at the back, which I'll show you in a moment. Take the ends around to the back. Now, if the scarf isn't long enough to tie up at the back, you can always tuck this part here into a skirt at the sides, or jeans, or whatever. I mean, this is just another look, you know, just to add something to a plain dress. And at the back, you get the triangle like that. There you go. So, and the next one. Okay, now using the same scarf, because this has got a nice central print with just a border around, this is a really good way of showing off, you know, the motif or logo or whatever you want to call it that's in the middle of the scarf. Put it over the shoulders like that. Okay, bring the corners up to meet each other, then tie them in a little knot. Do the same on the other side. So corners together. Tie them into a little knot. So this not only shows off, you know, the design on the scarf, it also covers your upper arms a little bit. I really like wearing scarves like this. It's a way you can wear a scarf in the summer, you know, when it's not too hot like it is you wouldn't want to wear it today. It's a scorcher here. So that's shrug number one. I do have another idea for a shrug. Okay, for this you need a long scarf, and you need one that isn't too slippery. You'll see why in a moment. So find the middle of the scarf there. Put it over your back. Oops, sorry, hair and microphone everywhere. Take the two corners, make a small knot there. Take the other two corners, oops, and make a small knot here. Now this is why you don't want this style to, you know, you can't really do this style with a scarf that's too slippery. This one has a little bit of texture to it, so it sort of stays in place. You need to adjust it so that the arms are sort of equal length. So here you've basically got a long sleeve version of the shrug that I showed you before. Really simple to do and really effective. Nice way to wear a long scarf. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, so another thing we can do with a scarf like this is, if you've got a plain dress on like this, and you just want to, you know, zhuzh it up a bit. Think of your scarf as a layer, an extra layer to put on. So you could put it over one shoulder, tie it loosely at the hip, and just arrange it nicely on the shoulder. So, there we go. You can wear it as a sash across your body. You know, you can do the crossover at the front, tied at the back. You can make the dress into an empire line by creating a waist that isn't there, or a waist in the standard situation there. And you can tie it at the side like that. There. So just, you know, think of it as another layer. And there are just, you know, I mean, we're just limited by our imagination, really, aren't we? Okay, so on to the next one. Okay, so this scarf will create a very sort of boho look. I've had this for, oh, I don't know, when boho was chic, sort of the first time round, I think. Okay, so we find the middle of that. Again, this is just an embellishment, really. Just cross it over at the front. And tie it loosely at the back. It creates a bit of interest, and it also adds, you know, structure to a dress, particularly things like t-shirt dresses. Oops, sorry, a bit wonky. Dolly, do keep still. I don't know. So, like that. Okay, on to the next one. So, using the same scarf, find the centre point. I'm just going to use this in place of a belt, just to give this dress some definition. So put the two ends through the loop, like that. Take one, put it over the top. And it's a lot more flattering if you have something like that tied at the side. So there we go, I can use her as a belt. And this is another beautiful but very large scarf that I've got. What we need to do here is make a triangle. This is going to become a top. Put the triangle at the back. Put the scarf up on the shoulders. Cross it over like that. And you tie it at the back. Oops, you can see that. Okay, so you've got the triangle here. You've tied it there. And just tuck the ends in. So you've got that lovely triangular shape at the back. And then at the front, you can arrange it as you want. And there we have a top. You can have it symmetrical like that, or you can twist that one round so it's just a sort of a strap on this shoulder. So it's a bit asymmetrical. as I said before, it's limited only by your imagination. Scarves are really valuable things in your wardrobe. You can do so much with them. They are worth every cent you spend on them, for my money anyway. Okay, so last one coming up. Okay, now this is a sort of a, I was going to say it's a sort of an elongated rhombus, but you know, any sort of long, narrowish scarf will do. Thread it through the loops of your jeans. Scarves make excellent belts. And there used to be this big thing in the 70s for, you know, dressing your jeans up with scarves, which I did a lot. Okay, so again you want the belt done up on the side, not at the front. And voila, comes there. There you go. You can, if you want, do a bit of a bow. Just, you know. Okay, so that was a bit of a whirlwind, 20 ways to wear a scarf. On Friday, I'm going to be sharing my scarf collection with you. And if you've enjoyed this video, a thumbs up will be great, as then the algorithm shows the video to other people. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. And thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. À bientôt mes amis, au revoir et bonsoir.